This is Jeff at Hubie's Garage, and just wanted to go over just kind of an idea that I've been thinking about, just wanting to do for some time, with 555 Chevys here at the shop. It's hard to find rollers around here, some rolling tires. You know, this car, we drove quite a few miles out to Montana. It was a 2,500 mile round trip, and I had to bring wheels and tires with me. And so what I've decided is, instead of just trying to round up all these weird oblong tires, you know, like a snow tire here, big diameter, or winter tire, and then a small spare tire. We even had the old original rally wheel off the Camaros. This one came off my son's Nova, and we had one more. We had one rally wheel, and this one's a 15x6 with a small width, 15 on it. And so the rally wheels worked really well, and worked even better were the Camaro rally wheels, because these are 14s. So you guys that have ever tried to get a wheel around the fender skirts on a 55 know how difficult that could be. So I'm looking at finding like an old G70 14, something small. You know, I'm dating myself by saying those tire sizes, but you know, something like a 185 to no bigger than a 205. And you know, again, here's another spare tire that's a 14. It's real small, real easy to get on the car. But you know, when you're got a 2,500 mile trip home, the car, it really woke the car up putting some rally wheels on it. So I'm decided to go out and find some 14s, some 14-inch rally wheels, and I did. Found these for 240 bucks. Anyway, my thought with these was to take the rallies. I don't need the beauty rings, so I could probably sell those and recoup some of the costs. And then clean up the beads, because the beads do have some junk and some rust on them. So scrub those down. And then once they're scuffed, maybe some Scotch-Brite or something like that, just use the rally paint, the rally wheel paint, the Argent Silver. And then I got some new air stems. And once the beads are cleaned up, the wheels are painted, I got new air stems on them. Been looking right now at some tire stores, and just looking for some old takeoffs. I've been quoted anywhere from 25 to 40 a piece for some 14s. Walmart actually sells brand new ones for 45 a piece, but they actually would be fairly easy to bring home some tires, soap them up, throw the rim on the old Harbor Freight, and spin those tires on and air them up. I don't need to worry about balancing them. And now I've got a set of good-looking rollers, so that when I bring a car home or move it around or take it somewhere, I've got a nice clean set of rollers that I don't have to worry about having tires going flat and all that kind of stuff. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and clean these up and get them, get some tires on them, and we'll get them put on the Del Rey. So after doing a lot of looking around, actually found some tires. Found a nice set of Falcon. They are 185 65 R14s. Got them on Marketplace. The guy that I bought them off of said that they had been on his car for about 3,000 miles, and he switched over to some different tires. He just didn't have the look that he was looking for. So yeah, so I ended up paying 140 bucks for them, and got great tread on them. Checked them out real good. There was just one patch on the inside of them, but you know, these will go on these rally wheels really well. So we'll get to scrubbing and get to painting. And when these things are good and dry, we'll mount some tires. Okay, so one of the first things I need to do is get these beauty rings off. All right, so just go ahead and cut these from behind. Seem like they just come out a little easier this way. Probably don't have to use it, probably just pull it by hand, but just showing you how this tool works. They're really nice to have. So it's always nice to have the tool to help you get things done smarter and faster and not have to work harder. So all right, let's see how this Scotch-Brite works. Oh, it's got some rust on it. A lot of this black paint inside these wheels are usually in pretty good shape. I just want to make sure that I don't get, you know, rust embedding on the tire, getting stuck on the tire, creating an uneven surface. The biggest thing I'm trying to do with these rims is I won't have to keep putting air in the tires. So trying to clean up this bead so that it seats real good and doesn't rust itself to the tire. And forgot about tire weights. I don't have the clip pliers to pull the weights off, but I think a normal pair, yeah, let's go with the old channel locks. The channel lock should work fine. Rock them off. Got these little holes in there, and there's a hook, pair of pliers with a hook that allows you to lever those off. Part of the fun stuff that I learned as a young kid working at a gas station. So did a lot of tire repairs and a lot of stuff like that at an early age. So okay, change of plans. So decided to get a bucket of hot water with my favorite degreaser and a rag, and just decided to soak these things down, get all the brake dust off, get all the grease, get all the stuff off, get them all nice and cleaned up. You know, it just works out better that way. So anyway, one of the other things that's a pretty hot setup is when I built the house, I did all the plumbing. I was a plumber for a couple years, and made sure that the shop had a hot water hose bib. And so the one there on the right that's hooked up to it right now comes right off of the tankless water heater. And you know, it's not a steam cleaner, but you know, if you hook it up to your pressure washer and you know, turn it on hot, it's the next best thing. So anyway, so I got these all scrubbed up, and you can see what the beads look like. So I decided to go a little step further here. I went ahead and wire wheeled the bead on the insides, and got them all nice and shiny and smooth, cleaned up, bare metal, and then hit it with some Krylon matte black. So that'll be all ready to go. The beads will be nice and clean, and then I'll just flip them and paint them silver. Get the Argent silver and go from there. So probably a better idea to have wire wheeled the beads and painted them, because as you can see, I mean, this wheel here, it just totally blends in with the original paint on the wheel. Looks a lot cleaner, almost looks like a newer wheel versus, you know, this kind of stuff that you got here. You can see why the wire wheel just so much better, so much cleaner. I won't have to worry about tires leaking and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, just something to make it better in the long run. Do it now while everything's apart. That's always my motto. I don't want to have to go back and do it again. As far as prepping the wheels, the Scotch-Brite worked okay in some areas, but in the area of the beads needed a little bit more, so I opted for the wire wheel, which used quite a bit in the past. And you know, you're just kind of used to using what you use, and that's what I've always used. So I'm gonna go ahead and scuff this with some, I was looking for some 150 or some 120. All I have is 100, so I'll just scuff it with some 100 and then use my cup wire wheel on these lug areas, which are a little bit rusty here too. So all right, well, I haven't really used this VHT wheel paint before, but didn't look too bad. Gave it one shot, let it tack up a little bit, and then came back and hit it with a heavier coat. So we'll just let it dry out and go from there. Hey guys, it's the next day, and gave the wheels a chance to kind of dry and get set, and they're pretty much ready to go. We just gotta get them ready for the tires. So I figured it's a good time to put the stems in. So just go ahead and do that right now. Don't have to hassle with it later. And again, I know I mentioned this stem puller. They're real nice to have. You know, a little soap and water put on the stem so it gets in there nice. Start with this one right here. So basically you just end up having to take the air stem off, stick it on through. I want to put a rag on there so we don't scratch up the new paint. And just thread this air stem tool on. Basically, it's a swivel, and so you can see it here, but I just end up pulling this through, and there it popped. Gonna work it in a circle. No scratch to the paint. And got a new air stem. So, all right. So we'll get them all done, and then we'll get these things over and get some tires on them. Okay, so I got the rim all mounted up on the Barber Tool and Freight tire changer. You know, there's some different reviews out there on these things. I've had this one for a while, and for the most part, it's gotten me through. You know, saving the 40 or so bucks having to put a set of tires on a car, loading everything up, taking it into town. So it's kind of nice to have these. I think, you know, sometimes they work great, and other times they're a real pain. But you know, we'll use a lot of soap and make sure that the recess of the wheel is closest to the bead you're trying to get it to seat, and kind of rock it on. Sometimes they'll go on by themselves. Almost. This is where, unfortunately, it's going to scratch some paint. All right, there's the first bead. Walk the bead out. So close. Making sure this thing, bead that's already on is down in the recess. And there she goes. All right. So that's about it. Not too bad. Just a little light touch up around the bead, but I didn't break out the heavy cuss words, so 3 more to go. Throw some air in them, and we'll be putting them on the Del Rey. All right, so a little piece of the cardboard around the edges. Do a quick little touch up, and we're ready to see if we can seat the bead. Hopefully this goes well. We'll see. Okay, well, just waiting for that one bead to move. Stand by for a boom. Let's straight stream it. Get a nice little spray when it pops. All right. Shouldn't be too much longer. Boom! There she goes. Man, I think I'm having some flashbacks. All right, time to put the wheels on. Get the Del Rey up in the air. Notice I am in such a shortage for rollers, I didn't even have a front wheel for this one. So, in the rear is off of my Bel Air two-door post, which I need to get that one apart. No parking brake. Get to see how fun these are to rotate these under the fender skirt. Not bad on this one. Yeah, so much nicer. A lot nicer. This is what a 14 will do for you. All right. Nice having the garage cleaned out because I had spent so much time looking for these Acorn stock original 3/4 inch lug nuts, and when I found them I put them in a tub that I knew I'd be able to find them, and when I found them it took me about 2 minutes to find them. So I figured I'd save a lot of time there. Okay, have these on in a second. They'll look a lot nicer. I'm sure it probably looks a lot nicer already. These are some borrowed hubs. So I didn't have, this thing only had one drum on it. And I just had some loose hubs from a buddy of mine who has a lot of parts. Okay. Get the jack stand out and we'll set it on the ground. See how well this Harbor Freight jack works. All right, so kind of a bad shadow, but hey. Car looks a lot better. Ready for the prom. Or at least to get on the trailer and go somewhere. So yeah, a little more money than I wanted to spend. Tires were a little bit more than what I was looking for, but it was certainly a good deal. It was really hard to find 14s, and it was even harder to find a match set. So I'm pretty happy with what I found and what I was able to do. And now that I've got some decent rollers on it, I'm gonna get the Bel Air two-door sedan, get some wheels put on the front of that, roll it into the shop, and we'll be pushing this one forward, and I'm gonna do the long-awaited walk around on this one. So anyway, thanks for joining. Appreciate you following along. Started this back in April, and I think I'm getting real close to 400 subscribers, and I'm just thrilled to death. I appreciate every one of you. I appreciate the likes, I appreciate the conversation, and I appreciate the friendship. So keep working on them Tri Fives. We'll talk to you soon.